Hey, welcome back to Math with Patrick. Today's October 10th, and we're solving problem 283 from the Daily Epsilon calendar. And the answer today should be 10 because it matches today's date. So we're trying to solve for x. This x right here should be 10 today. And it looks like we're given some information about t. It's a positive number, and then once we kind of plug it in here, we get the number 98. And then supposedly, once we know what t is, plugging it in here and here gives us 10. There's three ways I can kind of see how to go forward with this problem. And I'll share the first two, which are not the ones I want to do. The first way is just kind of like guessing and checking a value for t. Clearly, if t is greater than 0, it's positive. And then I also know that putting a positive number here, like if we just stuck a 5 there, for example, this 1/5 isn't really doing much for the overall value of the number. And so it's this t right here that's carrying the majority of the weight. So I know that t has got to be somewhere between 97 and 98, just because like if we put like a 97, say 0.9 right here, and then a 97.9 right here, this number is going to be like small enough roughly to help bring this one up to 98. And then if we tried plugging in like a 97 right here and a 97 here, that's too small because 97 plus a fraction doesn't get us to 98. So I would actually be pretty certain to put like a 97.8 here, even like a 0.9. Like t's got to be really, really close in value to 98, but not exactly 98. So that's strategy one. We know what roughly t is. Strategy two is that you can actually take this equation and turn it into a quadratic. If I multiply both sides by t, I get 98t equals t squared plus 1. We can write it in standard form as 0 equals t squared minus 98t plus 1. But here, I can't like do any whole number factoring to it. I can't find two numbers that multiply to positive 1 and add to negative 98. And we kind of already knew that whole number factoring wasn't going to work based on the kind of like guess and check or number sense from earlier. So we could do both of those. What I really want to do though is just kind of solve it with maybe like substitution and algebra, in that I know that if I square this equation, I'm going to get something fairly close to the top equation. So let's try it out. Squaring on the left side, it just gives us x squared. And then squaring on the right side, I'll just write it all out for now. And then we could fully distribute this binomial. I'll think about that FOIL acronym. First times the first, root t plus root t is just t. The outside and inside terms are going to be the same. So I want to do twice this product. So twice the product of root t and 1 over root t. Although knowing that t is greater than 0, I'm not going to have an issue with a 0 like in the bottom here. I'm not dividing by 0. And so both of these factors can just cancel, and I get 2, just 2, out of my middle terms. And then finally, last times the last is going to be 1 over root t times 1 over root t. That's going to be 1 over t. So x squared is equal to t plus 2 plus 1 over t. And what do you know? T plus 1 over t, which we have here and here, is exactly equal to 98. So we don't even need to know what t is for today. All we need to know is that x squared is equal to 98 plus 2. And that leaves us with two possibilities. Either x is 10, which it will be, or x is negative 10, right? From this equation, and only this equation for now, we know two possibilities, right? Because I could reasonably plug in a negative 10 from here and also still get a 100. So I do need to backtrack through my logic and think, okay, how can I rule out this negative 10? And I think it just kind of comes from the idea of t being a positive number. And so once we square root it, we would still get just some kind of positive real number. And then a positive plus 1 divided by a positive is still going to be yet another positive number. So there's really no way that we actually get this negative 10 as an answer. It really only showed up because I was the one to square both sides of this equation. Usually when you're the one to square or square root stuff in an equation, you kind of introduce a little bit of uncertainty about positives and negatives. So it's always good to double check the original claim just to make sure that if you have an extraneous solution, you do find it. So anyways, x is 10 and only 10, and we're all done for today. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.